Ngày độc lập 4 tháng 7 là dịp để người dân Mỹ kỷ niệm thời khắc lịch sử khi quốc gia này tuyên bố độc lập khỏi Vương quốc Anh vào năm 1776. Trong khuôn khổ lễ kỷ niệm năm nay, các máy bay quân sự tối tân của Mỹ, bao gồm máy bay ném bom tàng hình B-2 Spirit và tiêm kích thế hệ thứ 5 F-35, đã thực hiện màn bay qua Nhà Trắng đầy ấn tượng. Đáng chú ý, nhiều trong số các máy bay tham gia sự kiện này cũng từng được sử dụng trong các cuộc không kích gần đây nhằm vào cơ sở hạt nhân của Iran. Buổi lễ diễn ra chỉ vài giờ sau khi Tổng thống Donald Trump ký thông qua dự luật thuế và chi tiêu yêu quy mô lớn, được xem là cột mốc quan trọng trong nhiệm kỳ của ông.
Cuộc diễu hành quân sự được Tổng thống Donald Trump mong đợi từ lâu tại Washington DC đã diễn ra vào ngày thứ Bảy theo giờ địa phương, với nhiều thiết bị quân sự và quân đội Mỹ diễu hành qua thủ đô của quốc gia này. Cuộc diễu binh diễn ra vào đúng sinh nhật lần thứ 79 của ông Trump, có sự tham gia của 84 xe quân sự và hơn 6.000 binh sĩ.
Joining us, the Secretary of the Army. Please welcome the Honorable Daniel P. Driscoll. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Secretary of Defense, the Honorable Pete Hegseth. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, accompanied by the Second Lady of the United States, Usha Vance, and their 3 children.
For 250 years, one force has stood ready, unshaken, unmatched, unbreakable. And today, the legacy rolls on. This is the United States Army's 250th Anniversary Parade.
Ladies and gentlemen, our parade is officially underway. Up first, internationally renowned as one of the world's finest professional music organizations, the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own. They are experienced, stationed at Joint Base Meyer, Henderson Hall, Virginia, replacing Don J. Pershing. They're led today by Colonel Bruce R. Pulver and Drum Major Rob Moore. Today, Pershing's Own is playing a melody entitled The Army Goes Rolling Along. This was actually written in 1908 by the then Lieutenant Edmund Louis Snitz Gruber, which was a descendant of Franz Gruber, who composed Silent Night. It was originally written to be the 5th Artillery Regiment, and the song entitled The Caisson Goes Rolling Along. The 3rd Infantry Regiment is the oldest active duty unit in the U.S. Scott during a victory parade in Mexico City after the Mexican War. It is the U.S. Army's official ceremony of unit and presidential escort. The events at their own at the U.S. Army's own Twilight Tattoo. The old
survived Valley Forge and at Yorktown forced a British surrender, securing independence to the United States of America. Uniforms patterned after those worn by General Washington's musicians. Playing period instruments, patriotic precision, they bring history to life, sharing the sound of the Revolution through more than 500 performances each year, both at home and around the world too. Fort Sumter in 18th step, guarding settlers as Native Scouts lit the way. Immigrants joined the cause, and from Port Cavazos, Texas, home of legends, the 1st Cavalry Division rides with pride. We continue on. From signifying the soldiers who served our nation during this time. When the Americans entered, iconic Sherman tank is here, ladies and gentlemen. It was the cornerstone of the U.S. Armed Forces, showing its flag's finest, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big round of applause, the 82nd Airborne Ceremonial Band. Years later, in 1953, combat consisted of small attacks, raids, and particularly during the Vietnam War and Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Deuce and a The unit is wearing replica Vietnam War uniforms, signifying the soldiers who served our nation during this time. 100 over the next decade. As the war intensified, while a small number of non-combat personnel remained until only 100 hours of ground combat, coalition troops liberated Kuwait, and the Gulf War ended from more than 30 countries had assembled in the Saudi Arabian desert. In mid-January, and was first introduced back in the 1960s. Over the years, U.S. Army Rangers, predating the Revolutionary unit, returned to its roots in 1985 when it regained its Mountain Division designation. Is an elite group of individuals trained to lead and succeed in protecting the country from their threat. The United States does not face the challenging international environment alone.
The Virginia